What is up, guys? The Millennial Breakdown in the building. Got my boy Jeff to the right, K Smooth to the left. The topic of today is network marketing or multi-level companies. Are they worth it?
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Are they worth it? To me, just from our previous experience, basically, we got Kevin right here, Kevin Garcia. He wasn't here for the last two podcasts, but you want to say a little something.
Hey, how you doing? I am Kevin Garcia. This is my first time being on podcast, so I might be sounding a little bit nervous, but I'll get used to it along the way. I do have my own experience in network marketing, so I am happy to share my story today. But I'll pass it on to Jeff.
All right, so basically, guys, the only thing we're going to talk about is pros and cons. We're first going to start off with pros, just to say positive on the same side. I always like to start off with a good note. And then right after, we're going to go completely negative. And this is based on experience. So if you're in it, don't listen to anyone else. Do it off of your experience because it works. Don't get me wrong. It really does. It's not a scam. Don't listen to your friends. You really can make money off of it. But based on our experiences, just as a heads up, we didn't really agree with it. We didn't see eye to eye, and we went our separate ways, honestly. So, first, who wants to go first?
Let me go. Yeah, so network marketing. So, I got introduced to it back in, August last year. I was at the gym working out with one of my good friends, and someone came up to me, and he was just basically saying how everyone gets approached, like, oh yeah. Well, honestly, it was really a friendly approach. So honestly, I'll applaud him for that, because honestly, I didn't feel no type of like sales or like some type of like someone trying to push me into something. It was mainly because of me. I was really eager because honestly, last summer was like probably the lowest time of my life. So I was literally on the verge of doing anything. He could have said, obviously, if it was legal, honest, and moral. But, like, I was literally on the verge of doing anything. So he threw that at me. I was like, okay, let's go. So, went to a couple of the meetings and everything. The only thing I'll disclose is that they're partnered with Amway. I'm not going to disclose the name just for whatever reasons. I mean, we probably can. But,
for legal reasons.
Yeah, for legal reasons, I guess.
Legal reasons.
So yeah, my opinions is that just like what Jeff said, it works. It really does. It's legitimate. But the thing is, for me, I felt like it was closed out to like the outside world. Like they wanted to make their own like utopia, like perfect world. And I guess we felt the same way, and we just were like, yeah, I don't know, we should do this because it was mainly Jeff that really introduced me to really outside things. I was always like I was always like open to new topics and everything, but I didn't know any like other new topics. So literally Jeff was the one, he joined in probably like 2-3 months after I came in, and he's the one that told me about, oh yo, like you ever heard of like Lopez and this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh nah, like what's up? And then like he put me onto like one of his videos, and after that I was hooked. Same with Kevin. Kevin's been in it longer, but he's been suffering. He's been suffering even longer. But like literally, I mean, this is the business. This is like the business model. I could say that, right?
Yes, business model.
Yeah. I could explain the business model, right? Yeah, I can. Because they don't know. Yeah. So like basically, because a lot of them do this. So honestly, the thing is like what we really benefited from it is that it was really a mentorship. Like it was like a legit mentorship, because I remember I did something before, like 2 years ago, and I honestly didn't know anything. I didn't know what to do at all. Me and my sister, he's a freaking podiatrist, and me and my sister, because like it was like a drunk night, and my sister, she was trying to, I think, I don't know what she was doing by the poolside, but she was drunk, and she like broke her foot. Anyways, that doesn't matter. But so we're at the podiatrist, and he's telling us some other things, saying that, oh yeah, we can make money, da da da. This is how I got my car outside, da 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 da, saying all this good stuff. So we're like, oh shoot, like, we make a good amount of money here. So, but we don't even know how to do anything. We're not built sales by people. So we did that. We signed up, gave him our social, gave him a credit card, and then all of a sudden we don't know what to do with the stuff. And then a month later, we're getting charged $100. Next month, $100. So we're like, yo, what the hell is going on? So we sent a complaint. We sent an email to cancel. Still didn't cancel. So we just switched up like my card info and everything like that, and got away from that situation. But basically, with that being said, I'm just saying that it was honestly like a mentorship. But what I said I benefited from that group was literally like some like beginning success habits, like beginning I developing traits to become successful, like every day, like stop procrastination, like other things like that, right? Reading the right text, reading books. It got me into a lot of things that like an entrepreneur, a beginning upcoming entrepreneur should really get into. That's one of the benefits from network marketing. Well, from the group that we were in. But Jeff, Kev, you have anything else to add?
Okay, so I'll go by my story now. I got introduced about this time actually, around this year. First I was in Gold's Gym. I can say that, right? Gold's Gym.
Yeah, you can say it goes.
Yeah. So I was in Gold's Gym. I was having a workout. I was working out with my brother. He wanted to go work out for a friend. This guy comes up to me. I only worked out for once. I wasn't really talking to him, but he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, do you want to make some extra money?" And at the point, like at the moment, I was going. I'm still am in college, but I was going to college, and like I didn't have a job. I needed money. I was tired, like borrowing, tired asking my parents because I'm already 18. I'm out of high school. I want to make my own money. So I'm like, okay, yeah, man. I want okay. So he told me, oh, okay, let's meet up tomorrow. So we met up in McDonald's, and I thought that was a little bit weird at first. And
McDonald's.
That's where we met up. And the first thing he told me, are you open up to mentorship? I'm like, mentorship? I thought this was like a job interview. It was so weird. It was completely not. He introduced me to the whole thing. I got completely on board because I saw the value. I was like, yo.
So you had faith.
Yeah, I had faith in it. I believed in and the words what he told me. That there'll be like a bigger outcome in the future, and there is,
It's true about business.
it is like network marketing. There is a big outcome in the future.
Term, it's a short term.
It just it's a very long term process. Like you do have to put in the work, and you will see it eventually. But the point is, like, when I was there, I didn't really I agreed with them. I was there for a moment. I never really felt comfortable in the environment, in the rooms. Like, he'd never really introduced me to anyone. I was really secluded. I was by myself. And then 3 months, I got it really ended on my birthday. And then 3 months after that, I saw Vincent out of nowhere at one of the meetings. And I knew Vincent since middle school, so I got elementary school. Elementary school. I'm saying.
I almost forgot to say that shit.
So as soon as I seen him, I got I got hyped. I'm like, damn, yo, that's my friend. Like I went ballistic. But after that, later on, we kept talking about it, and we got really into it. I was getting more into it. He was very passionate. He's a very passionate guy, so he got me more into it, more passionately. And then Jeff came along, and Jeff started showing us. He came along about 6 months later. When everything started 6 months later. We're on a trip to where we go the first time we
Virginia.
For business function.
Yeah, for business functions. You probably go one day if you already are. Maybe you already have went to one. And we were over there, and we're talking, and he, it was kind of I clicked with Jeff, And with the other guys, it was just different. They were just like trying to talk smack and stuff. And like there's just one guy always trying to talk smack, and I wasn't really vibing with him. And I didn't like the fact that it was like that. I always had like a feeling against him, but.
I'm sorry. Jeff's just trying to warn us about the legal stuff. So
and that's probably my fault because I still don't know the ins and outs of podcasting. I will pick it up sooner or later.
I feel like you're so good. You're so good.
I'm so good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So we're in the trip and we start talking about it, and there's like more like he starts like he could see the more realistic part. He was like, I can't find the right words for it. I don't know if you guys can help
Genuine?
me. Yeah, genuine. You saw like a different look of how me and Vincent seen the business or how network marketing really was. Maybe I was fooled. I was kind of blinded. I was like, they really put like covers on you, blinders, like 3D glasses.
Yeah.
Like they do a lot, and they're just it's so convincing, to be honest. And, like they really got me like insanely.
Wait, Kevin's trying to make it sound like
It's a
like
scam.
it was.
It's not a scam. It's just
Kevin sound like he's like held captive or something. All right, my fault. I thought that was funny. All right, yeah, but yeah, yeah, it's not like a jail or anything, but it's really hard. Obviously, if you're doing something and like you have those people always around you, it's hard to get out, especially once you really believe that like there's no other option. Thank you. Yeah, that there's no other way to like do anything else. You're obviously gonna be like, oh man, like
I have to go 100% in.
yeah, I have to go 100% in. That's how I felt before in the beginning when I did it. When I was in, that's why I was going ham, because I'm like, yo, and I literally said that shit to myself. I said, yo, there's no other way out. Like, there's no other, like, for real. And that's why I was going off. And I'll never forget, like, the first day I met Jeff, I remember him telling me, what did he tell me? He was telling me that, like, he could tell that, like, me and Kevin were, like, genuine, and, like, he knew he could trust us just because, like he did what's his, like, well, what studies did you do about, like how you remember how you said that people say that, that, like, when people curse, they're more genuine. Yeah.
Up front.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was literally like, as soon as I met Jeff, like I was just going in, like cursing. It's like saying like fuck this,
But
like,
it's just the vibes you gave off too.
yeah. So
So
sorry,
my fault. My bad. So now the last story is for me. Even though it's very short, I feel like I have a lot to say, because I'm the one who kind of helped them out of this rut. They felt like it was the only way out. And guys, it does sound like I'm sounding negative here, but honestly, if we're talking about our experiences now, then we're gonna talk about the positives. Then we're gonna talk about the negatives. So don't act like this thing is like completely biased, because it's not. I like to argue both sides. Call me the devil's advocate. But I like to put as much good into it as much as I can and put in as much bad, so you get exposed 100% to the full thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make your judgment based off of that. But like I said, if you're in it, do it off of your experience. But also listen to people's advice, but take it with a grain of salt. Do it off of your experience. Everyone's experience varies, okay? So when I first got into it was around September. I met this kid. I'm just gonna say kid. I don't want to say kid. Let me just say Jambalaya. I'm gonna name him Jambalaya. So I met this kid Jambalaya, and he went up to me while I was working, and I don't know how, but his words were kind of mesmerizing, and we set up a meeting, of an opportunity where it could financially change my life to where I can get the money that I want, so I can support my family, support myself. Not necessarily have luxurious things. I never really thought about materialistic things like that. Even though money does help, it does. Let me go into that. Money does help. Okay, so whenever people say, "Oh, money isn't everything," tell them to shut the fuck up. Straight up.
Yep.
Straight up.
It's
Yeah.
on the
So
rant.
after I was a part of it, I went to a business function in Virginia, and then that's when I met these two awesome kids. So I met Kevin and I met Vincent, and right off the bat, I could tell that they were genuine. They had good vibes, and no bullshit, just straight up on the table. And even though I was a part of the network marketing for the least amount compared to these two, um, I saw a lot of things, a lot of good, and I saw a lot of bad. And honestly, if I had to be completely 100% honest with myself, it legitimately felt like a cult. That's what it felt like. It felt like a cult, and I didn't like this environment. I didn't feel right being a part of it. It may work for you. Maybe you like cults. I don't know. Me personally, I don't like cults because like everyone's happy. They don't bring out. Look, I'm not negative. I'm realistic here. I'm realistic. I'm not negative in the sense, but if I see a flaw, I point it out.
I'll talk about when you seen like what's it?
So- yes. So they had like all these quirky little habits that I'm just like, what the hell are you guys doing? This shit's so stupid. And like, but you know what? If it gives you hope, whatever. If you want to look like an idiot like that, you know, whatever floats your boat, whatever. Doesn't make me sleep better at night. But I would see these, like, speaking a realistic point, everyone, you could never point out flaws because these people had so much faith. If you said anything negative, they would turn on you like a pack, like a wolf pack. They will eat you alive. It's completely weird. It felt like a cult, and I would see all these negative things, but I couldn't talk to anyone until I met these two, and then there, you know the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I did my own stuff. I ventured outside this utopia, and I found mentors, like legitimate mentors. I say in the real world, because the thing about network marketing companies and multi-level companies, it's like they're like huddled up into this own little tiny world. It's like they isolate themselves from anyone because they can do that. Let me clarify, because they can do that. You can make money and isolate yourself from people when you're successful, but it's super long term, people. It's so counterintuitive, especially now. The technology that we have, the advancements that we have, you can become richer faster exploring and doing and venturing out and actually being exposed to so many things rather than isolating yourself with this one thing.
Mm-hmm. And let me talk. So let me tell you this. So me, before even getting into even meeting Jeff, like I started to see always a common thing. Every Monday, they will say the same exact thing. Everyone will laugh at the same jokes,
Facts.
and then
Continue. I would say you're being specific now.
Oh shit! All right, my fault. All right. So I'm being a little too specific, but basically, make a long story short,
It's vague as
yeah.
possible.
I'm a type of person to like change. I like to like be like on my toes about stuff. I don't like repeatedly learning the same exact thing. So like if the education, if they're teaching me the same thing day in and day out, week by week, then you will get a little bored. And so once Jeff told me about Ty Lopez and like everyone else, I'm like, oh shoot, because Ty he owns like probably like 20 other businesses. So like the hundreds of millions, and like the best, and like what's it called? They talk. That's too specific. Oh, I can't talk specific. Basically the average millionaire has 7 different sources of income. So once Jeff brought it up to me, like this is they classify it as other sources of income because like more people and stuff, but that's not no.
So let me say this. In this network marketing company, I'm pretty sure they all run the same, right? They teach you how to create income, no doubt about that. But the way that you do create income, you can easily lose it. Now, I'm not going to get into specifics. I'm going to be very vague about that. But listen up. You can create income, but you can easily lose it at the flip of a switch.
For example, us.
Because we left. That's a great example. Because we left, there's someone making
Lost.
a lot less income now, honestly. But like I said, if it works for you, great. Honestly, stop listening to this podcast.
No, you can listen to this podcast, but this is just our past experiences.
Yeah.
This is just us ranting right now.
You can have a
But-
different experience. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, so we're talking about our experience, and just the way we could start off, we're talking about our experience. Then we're gonna go into the positives, then the negatives. Okay? Great. Are we on board? Great. All right. So basically, now I want to talk about the positives. The awesome thing about network marketing is that it tweaked my mind. It helped me think like a business owner. It started the traction, because it takes one footstep to start your journey. So that's basically what it did. It helped freshen up my mind. It helps you get into these habits. Like now, I read like a madman. I listen to audio. I always try to stay on my toes because that does make a difference. They did help me pick up on habits and how to actually become a business owner. But little minor things. I'm saying I call this like beginners. Like if you're a beginner and stuff, it's awesome for you because it really tweaks your mind. It really does, and it helps create this habit to where you actually start growing and stuff. And you see it, and your family sees it. So that's a pretty good thing, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah, so with Jeff saying that, I would say the best thing I caught from it was basically fear of owning your own business. Right now, I currently own my own social media marketing agency, and without him, there's like a group chat. Like obviously, it's from Ty Lopez. There's a Facebook group, and like most people will post that like they're scared to do this, they're scared to do that. Meanwhile, with the experience I acquired from the network marketing, me talking to random people. So then once I seen this the opportunity to own my own agency, I was like, yo, these people are you're not talking to a random person, and you're not talking to a random person with them expecting you to without them like telling like you don't know what in the word you're going to say. You're talking to a business owner that's expecting you to provide you with services, so it's not awkward at all. Which is why I just like as soon as I heard about it, I just jumped right in. I was like, okay, let's go. So like, Kevin, what do you think about what's
The
it called?
positives.
Yeah, about the positives.
Like just said, Vincent said, the positives, you do get into business mentality. You start reading more. They do have this 30-day track where a lot of people talk about it. The first 30 days it's like the hardest part. You have to make a habit out of something, of reading, listening to audio, start listening to more, whatever you're into. If you want, not this isn't just business, but anything you want to do. That you have to get into the habit of doing it every day. Oh my bad, I got you right there. So they did teach me how to get into a habit, start using my mind. Budgeting was a huge thing, like massive thing. They teach you how to manage your money. Now a lot of people know where all their money goes. Say you make 400 a week and you have nothing by the end of the week, or starting the next week you have zero, and you have no idea where all the money went. They teach you how to manage it. They teach you where to put it, and it's amazing. Also, you do meet a lot of great people in the business and network marketing. Not only the people you talk to, but the people that are already in it. I have met over, me personally, maybe like 5 people. Not like, I'll say that max. They're like awesome people.
So the
Let's see.
final point. They didn't talk about this, but one of the other positive things out of it is that it teaches you how to think long term. Now, a lot of things that people do is that they think short term, and that's the reason why they're stuck in the rut that they are, because they're not outcome thinkers. They don't think for the long term. They think about just sprinting for a little bit and then they get tired. They don't think. They don't imagine that it's a tiny little pace. You'll get to the finish line eventually. That's the way you're supposed to think. Think about that race. You got to make it there. Okay? The second point that I'm going to add is that they teach you how to budget. They teach you how to budget your money to where you can have your expenses and everything, your bills, whatever you do with your money, like any expenses that you had, It teaches you how to cover that, have money to invest, and have money to invest back into your business. That's awesome. That is completely awesome. And I still use that even to today. Like at the beginning of the month, I always budget my money to make sure that I have money for all my expenses, have money for my investments, and I have money for a rainy day. Which, some people like to use a rainy day as like play money. But me personally, I don't like to take that chance because you never know what can happen. You need to be prepared because the worst possible thing will happen at the worst possible time. And that's what I learned off the Ty Lopez. The worst possible thing will happen at the worst possible time. So you need to prepare for that because it's gonna happen. Okay?
It always does.
So besides that, those points, just know the key points that you're getting off of this, the positives of network marketing: reading, listen to audio, being tweaked to where you think like a business owner, thinking long term, thinking about investments, budgeting your money. And is there any other points besides that?
And just be, you said open-minded, right?
And being open, no, that's not, I don't really count this because
Yeah,
they're not really open-minded.
Mentorship.
All right. The mentorship, that's the thing we need to talk about. Mentors, they teach you. Look, these mentors, that most of the people that you consider your mentor, they do make money, and they've been in it for a while. So you do look for them for help, but they know only that business, that isolated business. They don't know about any other kinds of business outside of that. They only think about the network marketing, how to make money there, but they don't talk about real investments, like how to invest your money into other things. They want you to put all your eggs into that basket. They don't want you to spread that thing out. They just want you to focus on just them, which I think there's a saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And that's the reason why I did that. I ventured out myself and I saw the truth. And then I showed these two because I knew that these people were too awesome. I didn't want them to be stuck in a situation that I felt like I was going to be stuck in. So I knew that I had to get them out of there because basically, folks, you could definitely become rich by doing something else. If the reason why you're part of it is just to get wealth or whatever, financial freedom. I was trying to say something else without
my fault.
Being vague. I mean,
financial freedom. Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys want to add on.
But we're talking from the standpoint of who their partners were, like who not partners, but like who we were linked up with. So basically, most multi-level or like network marketing companies, they don't have even mentors or nothing like that. All they do is just tell you what to sell, give you the products, and then you just go out and sell. And if you're a salesman, then you're going to be lit and you're going to succeed. But like, there's not really that many. Like, there's more and more that are like coming out now that are like adapting that mentorship, like teach like basically that mentorship format. But yeah, I mean, I guess we covered everything.
Now we're talking about the negatives.
Oh, negatives.
Wow.
I thought we did.
No, we talked about experience. We talked about experience. You want me to kick it off?
We did experiences and positives.
Now we're going to negatives.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, let's go.
Do you want me to kick it off?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So now we're going to go straight into the negatives. Now, let me start off with the key point. We did go to positive, so I don't want anyone to be like we're biased here, right? Because you can succeed off of it. Let me repeat that. You can succeed off of it. But based on our point of view, we found faster vehicles. That's the way I like to express it. It's like the network marketing, when I was seeing it, when I compared the two, my real world mentors, they're going 95 miles per hour. The network marketing company, it was going like 55. Are we going to reach the finish line? Yes, eventually. But wouldn't you want to be the one that's going 95? Just blazing down the highway while that one's going 55? No, of course. You want to make the wise decision. You want to make the smart decision and choose the faster vehicle. All right? So, but when I try to explain that to people, especially network marketing company, that's one of the negatives. They don't look realistically. They don't see anything realistically. They put 100% of their faith into it. They stand their ground. They say they're open-minded, but they're not necessarily. Because if you confront them about it or show them another opportunity, they completely abandon you. It's like a wolf pack. They let you venture out just to die. If I had to be completely honest, like you cannot say anything negative about it. Like, and there's so many times in meetings, but they would actually bring that up. They're like, if you have anything negative to say, don't say it at all, or don't even talk to me, because I don't want to hear it.
Word.
God,
And
I've
I would
heard
hear
about
that. I would hear that constantly, and there would be so many flaws I would point out, and everyone would be so happy. They put on this front, like there would be. Look, the thing about mentors, Ty Lopez made this point. The thing about network marketing companies, every mentor you meet is the perfect mentor. They are the perfect mentor. But if you go to real mentors outside of that, and you see real millionaires like Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates, those people created the most millionaires, but they made the most grown men cry. So the point that I'm getting at here is network marketing companies, like the mentors, are like too good to be true. Like, and then it gives you this notion about how mentors are black and white. You're either gonna find the perfect mentor or you're not. That's not the case. I think it's a complete. This is my opinion. I think it's a completely gray area, and I learned this off of Ty Lopez. Let me give you an example. Ty Lopez had a talk where he had someone go up to him and he's like, "Oh well, I don't think it's working out for me, my mentor," which can happen and it will happen. But you just gotta roll with the punches. So they went up to Ty and he said, "I don't think I'll be able to work out with my mentor." And he's like, "Well, why?" He's like, "Well, because his marriage is falling apart." He's like, "Well, why are you trying to actually reach out?" He's like, "Well, about business." He's like, "Well, why the fuck do you care about his marriage?" See, people are too concerned about finding a perfect mentor that everything's perfect. If you're there for business, stick to the business. That's what you're there for. It's a completely gray area. People always say, well, one day they're going to show up on my lap. No, you literally got to go venture out. And when you go venture out, you're going to realize in the real world, they're not going to be perfect. They're not going to be perfect. They're not teachers. They're just like you and me, except they make millions of dollars. So the way they act is what you get is like what you see is what you get, basically. So if they're a dick, they're a dick. But you're learning business, so you're just gonna have to soak everything up like a sponge. You're there for one purpose. Don't worry about any other aspect. That's why I say it's gray area. Don't look at any other thing. Don't think it has to be perfect. People, please. But that's the notion that you get off of network marketing companies. You get this fake perception about how mentors are supposed to be perfect when they're not. Okay?
Yeah. To be honest, Jeff covered a lot. But yeah, basically negatives. Honestly,
Money aspect.
my budget was really shot. They said they kept on praising to, oh yeah, like invest, like keep on investing, keep on pouring in money into your quote unquote business. So like literally, to be honest, if I was like going ham and like really trying to hit my quota, I guess for the month to buy products and everything. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if I was hitting my quota, if I was hitting my quota every month, honestly, and then by the time Jeff told me about Ty Lopez in the program, I would have had money right then and there
For other investments.
for other investments, easy. But no, I'm here splurging money, like a good amount of money. I'm not going to disclose how much, but a good amount of money a month into a business that's not really working out. Obviously, I literally I've been going out. I'll go out, talk to tons of people. But it's just like, people don't. I don't like, to me. It's just people don't want to be bothered with like someone coming up to them, and I mean some people do, but honestly the numbers. I was talking to Kevin about it before. Like the numbers is a numbers game, and like the numbers are really stacked against you. I obviously in business there's always a numbers game, but like with my business, it's probably like around like 2 out of 10 people. Those numbers I could deal with. Those numbers I could work with. But 1 out of every 75 or 100, I'm good. To be honest. And yeah, so
Talk about money.
I'm good.
Not only are you gonna be wasting money on the products, you're wasting money on the trips, on the hotels, and at the beginning, I did think you just pay for the ticket and the hotel was included.
Nope.
No, nothing at all. They expect you to pay for everything yourself. And the food is not paid for. You have to pay out of pocket when you get there.
You got paid for everything.
And if you are on a budget, you are not staying in a nice hotel. You are staying in almost
You staying at a Super 8.
yeah, and not a good one. These places look like they're like I don't even they're horrible. They look like they'll get like you get stabbed if you leave like at 12 like to go to 7-Eleven anything. It's horrible.
And no, we're freaking young. Not using that as an excuse, but we don't have like some prime time job that we can just easily throw out money like that. Like when we go on these trips, it's money for the ticket to the function or to the to the convention.
Mm.
Then I just remembered I came with a toll.
Okay. It's money to the convention. Then just like what Kevin said, if you're not driving, then they're expecting the drivers expect the money.
Gas money. Oh my
Gas
God.
money, which was crazy. Gas money, then food. Just like what exactly what Kevin just highlighted.
Not only that, you have to pay for the next function, the day of the function. It's like wow, like you have no money. Like
it's just this is trying to splurge your pockets. Like they're really just trying to finesse and fuck your pockets.
And the very fucked up thing about that is the people there are so brainwashed that they could say something as easy as, well, you need to have faith. You're going to go through a lot of trouble, but if you have enough faith, you could withstand all these problems.
Yes.
But the thing is, people will eat that up. Like, these people are feeding him like horses and petting him on the head.
Crying and shit.
Look, you're pouring. Look, the reason why they would make you budget money, the reason why they would make you budget money is because you would pour so much money into it and have money. So you'd have money for your expenses, but you'll be pouring the rest straight into the business. So literally, you have no money. You're completely broke, and you're seeing nothing out of it. You're literally seeing little to nothing out of it. Isn't that crazy? And they don't take in account, when they make you budget, you use some of that money to invest in your business. Nothing wrong with that. But they don't talk about the unexpected expenses that comes out of it. They don't talk about the trips. They don't talk about the gas money. About when you go to the meetings, how much money you'll be wasting in general. Money on products, whatever. All that adds up, and it turns out you're wasting more than what they say you are. Without a doubt. You're wasting so much money when you could have been doing something extremely smart and investing it on something that will make you a greater return on investment rather than that. People, just know that there's more options out there. Even though they try to really drive home that you'll become free for money and stuff, that you'll be super wealthy, and then look. And I'm saying look. The day and age that I'm seeing freaking 14, 15, 16-year-olds, just like on Snapchat. Ty had some 14-year-old kid making $100,000. Making $100,000. That's like, if you go to network marketing, that's like one of the people that work there, one of the higher ups. He's a 14-year-old kid making as much as one of the higher ups. I'm telling you, folks, do not do this. Personally, in my opinion, unless you're actually doing it and you're seeing results. I still have friends that are part of network marketing companies, and they still talk to me about it. They do. And they tell me, even though I try to tell them, I really try to be like, keep your mind open, like, see other things. They're like, I'm doing that, bro, but I'm having faith. And you know what? I respect that, because at least they're standing their ground. At least they're standing for something. But let's see how we look 10 years down the line. We'll probably be two different people.
Yep, 100%. And yeah, go ahead.
And
also there is a monthly app that you pay, apps that you pay for.
Oh,
Yeah, that we forgot to mention. No, you don't think so? Well,
all
I
right.
don't know.
It's a monthly subscription
Yes.
to a website because most of them have like some of them have monthly like websites to the subscription. So
Don't say yeah.
this is a monthly subscription, and it's just some. It's not like it's like good shit for the people that really like want it, but in total, guys,
Too much.
If you have the money, if you without a doubt have money, if you already have money and you're going into it, cool. Because then you'll definitely be more than prepared for what you're going to go into. But if you're like us, we're only 19, 20, 21 years old. We were little kids when we started out with this. And, you know, of course, with kids, they don't know how to budget their money correctly. They don't really have that much money. So if you're like us, don't do it. Please. If you already have money and you're swimming in it, or at least you're stable, then go ahead. Do it. Because it will work for you. And you'll be more than well off doing it. But if you don't make that much money, find another way. Seriously.
Yeah.
And if you're like thinking to yourself, well, what am I supposed to do then, you fuck face? Find a mentor, you silly fuck. Read books, audios. All right? Especially find a mentor. I mean a real mentor. Okay? Reach out. Don't think it's going to sit on your lap. If you don't get it done, it's not going to happen. Just straight up. You got to be the one to make it happen. If you want change, you have to be the change. You have to be the change. But like I said, if you have money, perfect. The thing will suit you really well. But if you don't have money like us, then please, I'm really driving this again. Please don't do this. There's plenty of other options. If you want to give you an example, look up Ty Lopez, Gary Vaynerchuk, Joshua Thomas.
Yeah.
Just other entrepreneurs. I'm saying entrepreneurs and investors. Okay? So please take my advice. If you get one thing out of that podcast, out of this podcast, just know we showed you the positives, we showed you the negatives, and if you reviewed all that and still don't know what to do, I just gave you the key right there.
yes, yeah. So down in the comment section, you know, leave a like. Let us know what do you want us to talk about. Subscribe. Shout out to a friend, and we're gonna stay posted up. You know, so let us know how your day went. You know, something. Just talk to us.
Anything, any feedback.
Any feedback, we'll respond.
Oh, I was about to say that too.
Oh,
Facts.
And to be completely honest, we're doing this very raw, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you know, it seems a little bit unprofessional, but we're going on top of our domes. We have topics, subtopics, but this is completely 100% raw. So let us know how you like this, because this is kind of like our first time doing this. We kind of experimented, so just let us know how the content is, please.
Yeah, any feedback is definitely helpful. We always look to, what's the word?
To improve.
Yeah, improve our. How did I forget that?
Improve.
Improve ourselves anyway. So please leave any comments that can help us. Thank you. That's it, right?